he is the only other man from Northern Ireland, in my opinion, who rivals my husband when it comes to
it's embarrassing, but
charm,
it is true.
good looks.
It's true.
It's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Jamie Dornan, there he is, ready to talk to us. Lovely to see you, Jamie. Before we do talk, let's have a look at his brand new film. It's called Beginnings.
Now, if that's whet your appetite, Endings, Beginnings is out on Amazon, Sky and Virgin to rent and buy from Friday. Jamie, very nice to see you. What is ending? What is beginning?
Well, basically, our movie finds Shailene Woodley's character, Daphne, at a very sort of precarious point in her life. She's just come out of a big relationship. So I guess the title it means, you know, relationships basically ending and beginning. When we meet her, she's just come out of a long relationship, and then so that's ended, and then there's beginning of two relationships at once. Here, these two guys are best friends, which isn't ideal, obviously, and we sort of go on with her journey through that time.
Oh, I love the premise. It's best friends, one woman. They both want her. Oh, sounds good. It sounds really good. So the whole love triangle thing, interesting. So you imagine that there would be a fantastic script, but the script is minimal in this, isn't it? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's the way that Drake Doremus makes movies, really. I don't know how familiar you are with his work, but his first debut movie was a movie called Like Crazy with Felicity Jones and Jennifer Lawrence and Anton Yelchin. Amazing movie. He basically works off like sort of skeleton script. We got a script that's kind of 65, 70 pages maybe, which is, 2/3 of a normal script. But there's no dialogue in it, really. It's kind of, it gives suggested dialogue, but it's mainly sort of setting out an idea of a story and saying, Daphne and Jack will talk about this, and maybe Jack will say the world's like this because, and then you kind of have to riff on that as an actor. So it puts a lot of trust in the actors, but it also puts a lot of terror into the actors. Yes. It was, I've done a little bit of improv before early on in my career, but not for a long time. Certainly not a whole movie's worth. So it was. It was quite an experience.
As Ted Hastings would say in Line of Duty, Holy Mary, Mother of God, it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the first night, Eamonn, I thought about running away. I was that terrified. We were shooting at night. Honestly, we were shooting a night shoot. We were in the Valley in LA, in the Studio City in LA. And the first scene is the first time you see my character. Yeah. And now Daphne and Frank, which is Shailene's character, and Sebastian Stan's character, they'd already been shooting for 2 weeks, but I was filming something else, so I couldn't shoot the first weeks. So everyone else was sort of in the groove of it and was in the understanding of the improv, and I came in not knowing anybody first night, and I was so terrified that I thought about running away. I thought, what are the ramifications here if I run? But
look, I'll tell you this. I was watching this with one of my sons, both of us being from Belfast, the three of us being from Belfast, including you, and straight away we were both very impressed. We both commented on, has he got an American accent? No, he's got a Belfast accent. He's kept his Northern Irish accent. Now, was that deliberate?
It was, so Drake Doremus and I, the director, we'd made a wee commercial for Hugo Boss a couple of years ago that he'd directed. So we'd worked together before, and then I'm a big golf enthusiast, as is Drake. So we played a lot of golf together. So we'd been talking about this project for a long time and how he was going to make this movie and would wanted to do a sort of long format, movie together. So I had a bit of influence over that. And because of the way that he makes his movies and because there's so much reliance on improvisation, it's a big benefit if you can use your own accent. So he tied it into the story that Jack would be Irish and that it would all just make sense. Because it's one thing having improvising, but if you're also having to grapple an accent when you don't really know what it is you're going to say next, it's a bit of a hindrance.
It's like a bad dream, that. Jamie, like so many of us, you and your family have been in lockdown. So how have you been getting on? We were talking about sheds earlier. Also, a lot of people doing a lot of cooking, people doing learning new skills, homeschooling. Have you done any of that?
We've done all of that, all of the above. Yeah, it's been challenging but massively rewarding. And my kids rarely get me at home for 4 months without going away at all. They've never had that in their lives. We have a rule: I never go more than 2 weeks without seeing them. But 4 months, just daddy and mummy there the whole time. it was brilliant. You know, from that point of view, you know.
And what about the homeschooling? Did you have to do any teaching?
I did, Ruth. Yeah, I did. I mean, our eldest is 6, which is kind of my level of understanding of you know, education. So it kind of worked out quite well.
Yeah. Let me ask you, the whole 50 Shades thing. It came along at a time of your life, you know, and it gives you this massive chunk of work, and it obviously, I would have thought, gives you a certain amount of financial independence reward as a result of that. So overall, 50 Shades and the trilogy, has that typecast you, or has that given you freedom to pick and choose what you want to do?
I think the latter. You know, what's sort of great about those movies and the success they had is that they're so unique. It's very hard to be typecast as someone like that, because he's quite, you know, there's no one like him really. There's not been other movies about characters like him. So it was such a one-off in the books, in the movies, the trilogy. The whole package was so, you know, its own thing, that you can only but move away from that, you know, which has been a real blessing, actually, you know. And I feel that everything I've done since has been a million miles away from it. And but that's not really out of my choice. That's just because there's not a lot of other things exist like it, you know. So I've been very lucky in that respect, that, you know, I've now an element of choice as an actor, which I don't take lightly. I know how lucky I am to have that. And then it's a matter of, you know, making the most of that choice, and you know, hopefully achieving that.
I know something that you've gone back to. You say, you know, the 50 Shades of Grey was such an amazing opportunity for you, but something you always wanted to be was a comedy actor, and you've done a comedy film, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I did it. I mean, it was meant to come out there 4 days ago, but we've had to push the release by a year because of the pandemic. So yeah, I did you know, not only I always thought I'd do comedy early on, and then, you know, played a psychopath, and then nobody really thought of me in a comedic way. So I've been trying to sort of get back to that a wee bit. And yeah, the first comedy I've ever done was with Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo, who wrote Bridesmaids, and Kristen was obviously in Bridesmaids as well. And Kristen and Annie are, you know, they're just phenomenal women, and two of the funniest people I've ever met. So yeah, I got this amazing experience to do a movie with them called Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, which you can tell by the title, it's a very serious movie.
Well, that's good.
So
That'll give us a laugh, and we're all in need of a laugh. But one thing I want to finish on, I want to ask you, I've always wanted to ask you, because I feel sorry for you sometimes. I look at you and I think, every time that lad goes home to Northern Ireland, people must stop him in the street and they say, "Hi, Eamonn, how you doing?" And I just wonder how much does that hurt you? Does it, or how do you deal with that? How do you react with that?
Can only take that as a compliment.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Thank you very much indeed. Jamie Dornan, always lovely to talk to you, mate. Good luck. Endings, Beginnings. It's a menage a trois. It is out on Amazon, Sky and Virgin to rent and buy from Friday. Good luck with it, Jamie.
Good luck, Jamie. Good to talk to you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you a million.
Thank you. Stay safe and well. Thank you very much indeed.